Okay, so we're kind of early today. Actually, it's around 7 a.m. And kita nyo naman, wala tayo sa Pilipinas. Because we're in South Korea, specifically in Seoul, South Korea, for another event hosted by Hyundai Motor Philippines. This time with Hyundai Motor Corporation. And it's for the Seoul Mobility Show. Saya, di ba? So, karating lang namin dito sa Kintex for the Seoul Mobility Show. So yun naman, medyo malaki yung area and yeah, ang daming start na mag-pour in yung mga media personnel coming into the Biennial Motor Show. Pardon me, medyo malamig dito and I think I'm underdressed for the cold. So, tara, pasok tayo. The Seoul Mobility Show is a biennial international auto show that showcases the latest in the automotive and mobility industries. It's staged at the Korean International Exhibition Center, or Kintex, around 23 kilometers away from Seoul. The place is huge, but among the brands that exhibited on March 29th, Hyundai has the biggest booth of them all.
Kotse ba? Philkotse na.
Of course, the star of the show, Hyundai. And simulan natin dito. The 8th generation Sonata is Hyundai's biggest launch of the show. The facelifted model receives an updated styling that aligns with the current Hyundai range. Kita nyo naman, it has the face of the Staria and the Stargazer, both cars available in the Philippines. The Hyundai Sonata is available in N-line trim, the red one that you see here. It is powered by a turbocharged 2.5-liter gasoline engine, and in the metal, it looks just as sporty as the engine residing its hood. Some of us, like myself, has known the Sonata as one of the cars that Hyundai sold in the Philippines. But now, wala na Sonata sa Philippines. Seeing that model right there, that new car, I really wish Hyundai brings it back. But malalaman natin in the next few years or months. Apart from the Sonata, Hyundai's booth also showcased the Casper in various flavors with decals. Kahit ano bang sticker ng Casper, sobrang cute talaga. Then, there's the automatic charging robot, which is Hyundai's way of integrating robots and AI with EV ownership. And the car that you see being charged automatically here is the Hyundai Ioniq 6. It's the four-door sedan brother of the Ioniq 5 na meron na sa Pilipinas. Malay nyo, dumating din to, di ba? Then, there's the Hyundai Rolling Labs, the Envision 74, and the RN22E. Both cars are Hyundai's testbed for future technology and performance. Of course, the Seoul Mobility Show isn't all about Hyundai. There are other brands too, starting with Genesis. For those familiar with the name, Genesis was the sporty cars of Hyundai in the last decade. However, nagkaroon ng spin-off and Genesis became a standalone luxury brand, giving the world a taste of what Korean luxury is all about. Aabot kaya sa Pilipinas sa mga sakyan nila? Malay natin. Meron ding Ineos Grenadier na French off-road ready SUV na medyo may kamuka if you look closely. BMW is also present in the Seoul Mobility Show with the XM Hybrid Performance SUV as its flag bearer, the successor to the legendary yet unsuccessful BMW M1. It looks more polarizing in the metal, and with BMW Philippines getting bullish on electrification, we're wondering if the company will ever bring in this model locally. Okay. So you're not watching an episode of Black Mirror, this is an actual robot. Hello. Oh my god. Please don't kill me. And syempre, the Tesla all-electric vehicles from the US, which are available in South Korea. Kailan kaya sa Pilipinas, no? Now, you may not be familiar with KG Mobility, but its previous name should ring a bell, Sangyong. After bankruptcy, the Korean automaker went through a rebranding through its new investors and is now known as KG Mobility. The Taurus SUV is showcased in the booth along with a futuristic SUV concept. And of course, as another Korean automaker, Kia is also present in the Seoul Mobility Show. Under the Hyundai Motor Group, Kia showcased the EV9 as its latest all-electric model. If Hyundai has the Ioniq 6 sedan as a follow-up to the Ioniq 5, Kia has the EV9 SUV as the sophomore to the EV6 that was recently launched in the Philippines. If you haven't watched our first drive review of the EV6, you can check out the link below or the link in the description. After the Seoul Mobility Show, Hyundai brought us to a special place just beside Kintex called the Hyundai Motor Studio Goyang. Only a few of these studios / museums / theme parks are built not only in Korea but in other countries such as Indonesia and Singapore.
Alright, so after the Seoul Mobility Show, ang daming kotse, ang daming nangyari. We're now at the Hyundai Motor Studio Goyang. So Hyundai Motors brings us here to see this is the largest mobility theme park in Korea. And from what I know, nag-feature na sila dito before nung their heritage models or yung mga models that made a mark with the Marx history. Now, what you see here in this space is the future. Tara, punta natin.
So, the Hyundai Palisade is here and it looks really imposing. The metal grille, as opposed to the one sold in the Philippines, reminds me of Colossus from X-Men. The full-size SUV has become available locally earlier in this year. The Grandeur naman is Hyundai's executive sedan. It's one of the automaker's oldest nameplates. And this is the latest version na futuristic na rin ng design.
After the Kona EV from the Seoul Mobility Show, we also have here the Kona non-EV, but I think familiar sa inyo yung kulay na to. Let's look closely, okay? So this is the same acid yellow Kona that we are all familiar with, but of course it has now the new face, a very futuristic face. I also like the gray one.
The Sonata may be Hyundai star in the meantime, but for us, at least para sa akin, the Casper is definitely something worth looking at. The subcompact crossover should do well in the Philippines and pwedeng panlaban sa Toyota race. Baka nga mas mura pa. In fact, we spent an awful lot of time convincing Hyundai executives to bring the model to the country. Malay nyo naman, di ba? And this is the Ioniq 6 na nakita nyo kanina sa Kintex. Loving that design, and if magiging successful ang EV push sa Pilipinas, we will likely get this as well for those na ayaw ng SUV, such as myself. We were able to test drive the Ioniq 6 pero maikli lang yung time. My impression, it's exciting and very high-tech. Kita nyo naman yung camera and screens for the side mirror, di ba? I mean, really? We also got a tour of Hyundai's Asan plant. Huwag nyo na akong tanungin kung asan yung plant, basta andun siya sa Asan. Kidding aside, the Hyundai Asan plant is one of Hyundai's biggest assembly plants in Korea. It produces cars for local buyers and for export as well. The facelifted Sonata and the Ioniq 6 are both being built here.
So after the Seoul Mobility Show yesterday and the Hyundai Motor Studio Goyang, we also went through the plant tour here in Asan. So this is the Hyundai Asan plant. And actually, hindi kami pinayagan mag-take ng video inside, and that's fine. But what I can say is, it was amazing. Everything's automated. Some part of the plant, 80% lang yung, 80% robots. Isa nga 100%. And konti lang yung, the human part of the workforce is for quality control. What I can say is that it's promising, and it just showed us how far Hyundai vehicles or Korean vehicles as a whole has gone from the previous, in the past 20 years, 20 to 30 years, and it is promising. Again, my name is Jacob Oliva, the head of content and video of Philkotse.com. See you again.
Thanks for watching. For the latest news, reviews, and anything you want to know about cars and car ownership, visit Philkotse.com. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify para hindi ka huli sa usapan. Tandaan, kotse ba? Philkotse na!